going down. That's the point of this video. Yep. And in July, it's going to go down more. So, hate to be the bearer of bad news. It's like everything's supposed to be upbeat, going downhill. So I guess if you have copper, either cash it in now or just keep hoarding onto it. It's either one or the other, because you know, it's bobbling along, but it seems to be trending downward along with everything else. So I would, if you were going to get rid of copper, or you were thinking of it, either if you need the money, either sell it now or hold on to it, because I don't think the price doesn't seem to be is going up very much anytime soon, and it looks like it's trending downward, because yeah, when I was at the yard the other day, $1.77 for a Bear Bright, $1.68 a pound for number one, and $1.43 for number two, and number three was $1.15. Good morning. Hello, Emma. Yeah, today's video, before it starts glitching, is it's about scrap metal prices, and they're on a downward trend pretty much, unfortunately. Nobody likes to hear the downbeat news, but you know what? That's what it is. Scraps are going downhill. Does that mean there'll be less scrappers out there? Well, maybe. Less scrappers, but you know what? You know, people have spent the stimulus checks and stuff like that, so, you know what I mean, and the tax return, so all that money is gone. I've noticed a dramatic drop in stuff sitting out there by the curb. So, it would take a dramatic drop off of scrappers on the streets in order to see a lot more scraps sitting out there by the curb, which is what usually happens. Well, but with 4th of July coming, you know, and especially like around holidays and stuff like that, people are always looking to make a couple extra bucks. So there's quite a bit of competition out there. And as far as I know, the flea markets around here are not open. You know, or I say around here, there really aren't any around Joliet to speak of that are any good, but good morning. What is the price now? For copper? For Bear Bright? That's like better than number one, $1.68. That's had a croissant. Breakfast croissant. Yep. Frustrating. And aluminum clean, mixed sheet and cast is 18 cents a pound. So you got like some sheet aluminum and some cast, you know, like I don't know, like a hood from a barbecue. It's made out of aluminum. Yep, metal. $0.18 a pound. I think extrusion is 26 cents a pound. Aluminum cans are 23 cents a pound. Hell, man. Oh, it's kind of frustrating. I guess it's also a response to the economy, like slowing down because of all the pandemic things. Scrap and pallet man. Yeah. You know, the other day, pallet man said that his yard, the scrap steel went up to $110 a ton. That's a first. Like, I didn't even think that was possible because if you think about it, like DeKalb, that's where he's from. There really isn't anything around there. I mean, there's shipping the scrap iron from that area. I mean, that's a greater distance. So I don't know. Maybe they got a better contract. Yep, 5.5 cents per pound. That's actually incredible because all the big yards around me all went down in unison yesterday. They all went down to 110 from 120. So I find that Caleb, I should check that out because they're way down. They're $1.68 for number one. And as a scrapper, I depend on that. There's been a shift in the dynamic. There must have been. I don't even. It blows my mind. I don't even get it because DeKalb, if you look at a map, it's really in the middle of nothing. You know? Oh, your scrap yard is owned by an Aurora yard. Probably there's a big yard in Aurora, and it's called S&S Scrap Metal, and S&S Scrap traditionally is always paid like less. Because I see that S&S brings their scrap to Lamont Scrap to be processed. So they're just a middleman. So I wonder how they're able to. I don't know. I know the price in the city in Chicago, it went down to $80 a ton. So when it dropped $20, it went from I don't know. I don't get it. I'll get a price sheet. Maybe before I made this video, I should have brought a price sheet, but yeah. Trying to find a scrap ticket that I had. I have one over there. So I guess some YouTube scrappers have found it not to be true that the prices are going down, but generally speaking, that's where we're trended. Wonder if there's flea markets that are open in Paul's area in DeKalb. Because I know, as far as I know, they haven't opened up. You know, I haven't noticed either is people having yard sales or something in your front yard. Very unusual. Oh, looks like the neighbors are all getting ready to go. Steel prices in Canton, Ohio, only $60 a ton. Wow. Yeah. You know, you figure Ohio, I mean, it's more industrial than Illinois. How far are you from Orland Park? We just threw out about 500 pounds of metal. Oh, how far am I from? Well, I'm in Joliet, so how far? Wish I knew about um, you throwing away the scrap there in Orland Park. I would have gone down 159th Street. Take 159th because I won't take this truck in the highway. Take 159th Street straight out to Orland Park. It would have to be gone by now, though, if you put the 500 pounds of scrap out by the curb. If it's not gone yet, it'll be gone. And copper number one, I think, is $1.75. And then Mr. Scrappity enters the chat, and then all of a sudden the thing starts buffering. Maryland Mike. Oh, it's in the dumpster behind Lowe's. Yeah. I don't know how much longer it's gonna be there. If there was a way like people, if there was a way that it could be guaranteed that it was still there, I would probably head out over there and scoop it up. Because it's with the current prices, it's worth between $25 and $35. Oh, thunderstorms already. Yeah, it's starting to cloud up. Pallet man is starting to cloud up. Much loaded. But whatever Pallet man's got going on there in DeKalb, it's coming our way. I'm looking at the sky right now, and it'll probably be raining here in about a half an hour. That's my claim. I was driving around. I think I seen a stroller there on the corner. I'll go grab it. I was up kind of late. Me and my daughter went to go on. and so I was up kind of late. Yeah, it's starting to glitch out a lot, so I might end this live stream pretty soon. So I can't. One thing you can't YouTube think that you're still live streaming or something like that. It takes forever for it to like cut it off. At least that's been my experience. Oh, first drop of rain right there on the windshield. Well, whatever it is, this storm is moving quick then. Well, today I think I'll take a load of pallets in. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I got about 35 pallets, which I haven't been finding pallets as much because you know, my favorite gas stations this year they haven't gotten in their usual 2 or 3 shipments of gardening mulch. So I used to go to the if you guys have been watching this channel long enough, I used to go to the gas stations and collect the pallets from the gardening mulch. It's like my exclusive hookup right there. Do you have the guy didn't show up, and I'll give you a clue as to who it was. He made a live stream of he made like a 2 or 3 minute live stream video. It's still up in video format of the fact that he couldn't make it over by the compound because by the time he would have made it here, he said it would have been dark out. So yeah, it didn't work out. He was going to stay at one of the hotels over here by the mall, but him and his two oldest sons, I don't know, I think he's got 3 or 4 kids. I think he's got like one kid that's like Dominic's age, and another one that's Eileen's age, and another one that's like Nora's age, and I think the youngest one is like, I don't know, maybe 9 or 10, something like that. I think he was just bringing like 2 of his sons. He went to Altoona or something like that, Illinois, kind of near, I don't know, kind of near Peoria, I don't know, somewhere down south in Illinois, Altoona, Illinois, to go look at some old car or something like that, old car or van, and your son has really grown a lot, Paul. Yeah, you know, the age of they really grow. You know, they grow out of the childhood, you know, and enter the teen stage. Oh, the teenage years. If you get sometimes, in my opinion, if you get hit delete from like I don't know. Some of the teen years are okay, but right when they hit like, I don't know, between 12 and 14, especially like by the time a kid is like 14 and 15, the parents become stupid. You know, from, you know, like compared to like when a kid is like, you know, 8, 9, 10 years old, the parents are like the smartest people on the planet. Dad is like Nostradamus, you know, like Einstein, Thomas Edison, all together. By the time, you know, a kid is like 13, 14, 15, Dad is Pee Wee Herman. I was hoping to come out to the compound when Bob Gill was going to be this summer. Yeah, I think Bob has put that off temporarily because, you know, his wife is sick. I don't know exactly what's wrong because they're like doing tests, but I don't know. They've done like biopsies and stuff like that. I didn't watch his last video I guess he had a live show, and it's really hard to catch these live shows, as you can see how it starts glitching like that. But yeah, Bob was gonna come out like earlier in the spring. His plans were to have come out already, like around this time. But Bob's wife is sick. She was in the hospital. I don't know if she still is. But I'll probably check in with. I'll check in with Bob. Okay, yeah, growth on the kidney, but I don't know if it's. I guess they. I don't know if I don't know if it's a benign growth or if they found it was cancerous. They were supposed to do a biopsy, so I don't know. That's not good news. No, that's okay, Marilyn Mike. That's fine. I get a lot of that. Wait, do it full time. Well, yeah, real scrappers, but with with Paul's with Paul's show, he connects with a lot of like people that aren't even into scrapping and stuff like that. Like the show people find it relatable or well, see, like Paul was Paul was homeless and addicted, and his show kind of yeah. So Paul turned his life around, and that right there is key to it. It's like living proof that you can turn your life around with a little bit of God and a little bit of gumption. You can you can recover. And that's pretty much what recovery is all about. Paul's got, I don't know, uh, military injury or disability, and being homeless and addicted. Those are some heavy, devastating life setbacks. No, it's not cancer. No, he didn't have a death sentence, but a lot of people they stay in that condition for years and years and years, and can't find their way out. So the show kind of is living proof that there is hope. There is light at the end of the tunnel and a continuance. And that's all I have to say about that. What more can you say? I'm more of a I'm more of a curb host. Love you guys, all of you. Well, the wildlife, that's what I'm looking at while I'm making the video. The rabbits and the squirrels running around. The birds. The birds don't sing as much, though. Notice how quiet it is? In the springtime, Paula, the smiley face. Right when you get to the first couple of days of summer, the birds stop singing. Spring is over. The dog days of summer will soon be upon us, right? I always hated that. I love summer. There are no dog days of summer. There's dog days of winter. I'm going to get my day started. Have a good day, everyone. Talk with you soon. Yeah, Paul is more of a like a morning. I think he does a lot of his scrapping in the morning. I do a lot of my scrapping in the dark of night, when the competition is not to be seen whatsoever. So when the scrappers come out there in the morning, there ain't nothing out there. It's already gone. The king already got to it. So because of me, all the local scrappers in the area, they can get their day started 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock-ish. So yeah, I think maybe I'll take a load of pallets in today. Because that darn pallet place is not open on Saturday. I'm sharing my frustrations. Why are most scrapyards only open for like half a day on Saturday? And almost no scrapyards are open on Sunday. I found one, by the way. I finally found one scrapyard really pay low. Last time I was there, it was when scrap was $120 a ton. They were paying $95. So now that all the local big guys have gone down to 100, I wonder what they are. Maybe you guys would like to see a video. I'd hate to bring my stuff there and then find out they're only paying like 70 bucks. Probably what they went down to, 70 or $80. That is a lot of curbside picking for only 80 bucks. And I remember when I first moved out to this area, like 15 years ago, scrap was at Metal Management, which they're not in the area anymore. It was $80 a ton back then. The $80 you're getting today is worth about half of what the 80 bucks 15 years ago was worth. So even though the dollar amount is the same, you're actually getting less, unfortunately. You know, I guess people are hoping for $4 a pound copper, but if you think about it, even if it is $4, like, you know, 8 or 9 years from now, inflation will have eaten away at the value of the dollar, and your $4 will be worth whatever it is you're getting for it today, in my opinion. You gotta think about that. Relatively short term, you could be a winner if copper actually does recover price. I don't know. Hi King, AU Scrappers. I bet you if you've been scrapping lately in Australia, I bet you the prices of all the scraps have really gone down there. Everything is way down. In Australia, they measure the weight by the kilo. You know, that's 2.2 pounds. That's pretty much good, actually. Wow, that's actually impressive. Because the price for copper here, okay, so, you know, double that and then add a little extra to get a kilo. So, here in the States, at the scrapyard I went to yesterday, maybe, so I guess if you're getting $4.60 a kilo Australian. Oh wow, that's actually really good. Number 2 copper, $6 a kilo. You can't beat that. That's a great price. Yo, Steel and Scrap Kingdom. Hello, Ian Matthews. PVC cable, 210. That's impressive. You can't beat those prices. Brass, $4.50. Those are really good prices. Our price, I'll double that and add a little extra to get a kilo. Yeah. And even with the exchange, right? That's, yeah, your extrusion prices got us beat. Got the USA beat by a little bit. How about the sheet and cast? 18 cents a pound for a clean sheet and cast. Domestic alloy, 80 cents. Okay, right there you're getting a little bit closer to 3 or 4 stainless, $1. So, yeah, Australia really strong on the brass and the copper, and everything else stronger on, but what's the scrap steel price? As Ian Matthews, my aluminum is piling up in the yard, the price is so low. Okay, so the UK being a little bit more like the States, and aluminum being very low. I bet even United Kingdom, because mixed clean sheet and cast 18. I know. Ian Matthews, but this is what we're getting. I know it's backwards. Even though I'm only a part-timer. Look at that price. If it's clear enough. That's nothing. 700 pounds of aluminum. $126 for 700 pounds of aluminum. Ian Matthews is a lot of fun. That show is pretty good. He knows his stuff. He does a lot of reverse engineering by you know, he'll take apart. Well, everybody's taking apart microwaves, so take apart various things. And I'm sub to you, Ian. Am I sub to you, Ian? You know, AU Scrappers, I haven't ever seen you on his show. Maybe you are. Maybe not. I don't know. Marty is my fave. Yep. That was a lot of weight of aluminum, and aluminum is, look at, I'm dirty already. Look at that. I've been out this morning. Not everyone shows if they've subbed or not. Well, the only way that I know if somebody is subbed is if my Gmail gives it a ding. Me personally, I have no idea what most people are subbed to me or not. Some people Marty is everybody's fave. Yeah, maybe I should put on. I need more subs. I noticed my channel is like one of the few channels that it, it does. I don't have like a banner. Yeah, the shed is a lot of fun there. You can go into YouTube Studio and look, but it only shows those that disclose it. My shed, yeah, actually, Ian Matthews' shed is a smaller version of of the compound. But the shed, like when you go inside it, it looks massive. It's almost like a Doctor Who TARDIS. Like on the outside, it's just a small police call box. The size of like a water closet. It's like, wow, I didn't know this place was so big. By 20 yards. I'm quite the scrap tech. Well, I would say so. So your shed is actually 28 by 10? That's pretty good. That's garage size. Do you have a garage, Ian, or no? Oh, I have a really good question for Ian Matthews. Okay, back to work for me. Later, oh, darn it. Can you, in the UK, like say you had like an old Jaguar or something like that, sheds, can you? I didn't know they called garages sheds. 28 by 10. It's a good size. It's deep. A garage that was 28 feet by 10 feet. That would be a very deep. So mine is technically a garage, but it ain't seen a car in over 30 years. So Ian, can you keep an unregistered car outside, or can you keep an unregistered car in a garage or in a shed? Emma saying, "You're handy with the metal. I want something you have made." Yeah, actually, that would probably actually be a hit. Ian sending out stuff that he has actually made in the shed. I wonder if that helps make your channel more popular. Like I've noticed, like I haven't really seen like a lot of channels doing free giveaways except for like Shark Scrapper. He had like this silver coin. A lot of people are into that. Yeah, I probably actually could do something like that. But only recently has it like dawned on me, like, I wonder if people would actually want something that was made at the compound, or like if I melted copper. I mean, copper, you really gotta get something you really got to get a lot of heat going. I don't know if you have a lot of stuff to start with. I don't know if the landlord would want something that made that kind of fire. I mean, some of the other tenants they have burn barrels and they burn their waste and cardboard and stuff like that. But I don't have a burn barrel in my space because I told the landlord I don't burn here. I got too much stuff, and so I probably would have to ask permission to go and do it in a different location on that property because I really don't. That's part of the agreement there. You know what I mean? I don't do any kind of like heavy work inside the warehouse. Small start. Start small. hmm. I noticed, like a lot of channels, when they get bigger, they have merch, the standard, cups, T-shirts, hats, you know. A couple of years ago, Tucker Upper was giving away magnets, and I guess he was running into a little trouble there, like sending free magnets to foreign countries. Okay, not necessarily Canada so much, but I guess some European countries and stuff like that. Where I don't know the customs or the mailing. Yeah, so I guess Ian left the chat, but I was asking him if you can keep an unregistered car outside, like on your property, or if you can keep an unregistered car in your shed or garage. Oh well, maybe I'll catch him some other time. You know what channel a lot of people like? Yes, you can. Yes, you can what? Well, maybe in Australia you can keep an unregistered car outside, I suppose, as long as it's legally parked. Now, see, here in the States, like on my own property, you can't really keep an unregistered car outside. You know, if the local government wants to go and pick on you, and on the on the city side, on the Joliet side, the police will put a red tag on the car if it's not registered. You gotta keep it in the garage. That's that's town by town though. Some towns they don't bother you if they can't see it legally parked. Their excuse is um, zoning. Like it's not zoned as a storage yard. So in Australia, you can keep whatever it is that you have legally parked. Okay, to be legally parked here in my area, your car cannot be put on. It can't be on grass. It has to be on ground that has been improved, meaning asphalt, concrete, or stone. I made a video of me and my daughter changing the oil. I didn't upload it yet. Well, we were changing the oil in the driveway, and oh my god, my own driveway, and she was taking a video of it. Like, go ahead. I'm taking a video too. Like, I'm pretty much remanded to working on my cars out in the street. I did complete front end work on my wife's Ford Edge out in the street, because if you're working on your car out in the street, all you have to deal with is the police, and they're a lot easier to deal with. And there ain't nothing that the neighbor could really say about it, because all that's going to show up is the cops, and they'll just tell you to stop working on it, or maybe give you a ticket. But if you're polite and nice, they'll just say stop working on it, put the wheel back on. So that's why, if you always wonder, like when I'm working on my cars at my house, I do my repair work on the street, which isn't fun really, because the street is like tilted a little bit like that, and yeah, I know, right? So many rules. Well, listen, AU scrappers, if you work on your car in the street, the local, well, they call it the council. The local council can't do crap about it. Okay, so it's only you're in the realm or the control of the police. So the police have full control over the street. So dealing with the cops, a lot easier than dealing with the local council or government. Trust me. First of all, the cops can't give you a huge ticket for it. Yeah, I know, bill the junkie full. No, I wish I had a place like that too. Only thing is you're far away from everybody, and see, that's the drawback. And I don't really like being a loner. You know what I mean? I got a lot of like conflicting things going on there. I don't like to be by myself too long. Like maybe a couple hours at the most, but I don't really I couldn't. I don't think I could handle being by myself all day long. I like having kids around. I like having the wife around sometimes. Yeah, I don't like to be far away from people for too long. Like, people around, or like, hey, what's going on? That kind of stuff. it just it just figures that I'd get stuck living in purgatory. It's a half an acre of property. I call it Hell's Half Acre. I call it purgatory too. You ever see that show, The Good Place? That TV show? I think it's a cable channel TV show called The Good Place. I think it's who's one of the actors? Woody Harrelson. It's supposed to be purgatory. Like these people, like they've all died, but there's no. Yeah, you gotta see this show called The Good Place. But yeah, Bill the Junkie Fool, he's got all the freedom to do the stuff that I would like to do at home that I would want. Well, maybe that's Michigan for you. You know what I mean? Maybe the world of Michigan is a lot different than Illinois. Illinois's got a lot of rules. But then Michigan, the weather is like even though it's not really far from here, the weather is way different than here. You're surrounded by lakes on three sides, right? So it's actually a peninsula. And in the wintertime, you get slammed with snow. Like in the fall, it rains a lot, especially when lake, the lake starts steaming off, Lake Michigan, and you get a lot of rain. So if you're okay with a lot of rain and plus if you're a little bit further north in Michigan, you got bears and stuff like that. And the way that I live, you know, with like McDonald's wrappers laying around in the car, you have you have bears breaking the window to get inside the car, and we don't have bears around here. Don't watch much TV. No, I don't either. Florida, in some parts, like along the Panhandle, the Redneck Riviera, got black bears. Moved to Florida. Yeah, we're at in Florida. My my wife's friend lives in Florida. She lives here. She stays in Fort Myers, and I think my wife's aunt still lives in Florida. And my wife's cousin, she lives in Niceville, which is right by Eglin Air Force Base. Probably like about 50 miles from Alabama. Florida is like, the Panhandle. It goes for pretty far. Not far from me. Yeah, they live in well, they used to live on the Air Force Base, but they moved to Niceville. So kind of a little town. It's definitely smaller than Joliet. I think it's like 50,000 people or something like that. Little town, right there on the coast, or pretty much so. Yeah, the wife says that she wouldn't be able to stand the heat in the summertime. In the summertime, Florida gets pretty dripping wet, humid, hot. Yeah, the humidity. AU scrappers, the humidity of Florida is like, I would equate it to probably the Northern Territory of Australia. It's definitely not Adelaide. Yep, just dripping wet, snakes everywhere. Well, some parts of Florida. You have crocodiles. Florida's got alligators. Anywhere where it's bad, but better than snow. That's true. Snow. Okay, I've lived here all my life. Snow's the pits. When you get that ice and snow, it's like game over. Isn't Florida where you go when you retire? Yeah, a lot of people go there to retire because they don't want to deal with. First of all, you've if you're a northerner, you spent your life, busting your back dealing with work and dealing with ice and snow, in the winter. And when you get older, you don't want to shovel snow anymore. There's no purpose in. That's the way some people look at it. I mean, there's a lot of people that when they retire, they just stay here, and they end up. I don't know. The snow and ice doesn't bother them enough, I guess. That's my mom, a snowbird. And she comes back here to Illinois for like 4 or 5 months because we the family. My mother owns a summer home in Indiana, so she stays there. But she has a house in Chicago. That familiar with Australia, but I don't think that happens in Australia. I could be wrong, but this is unique to Chicago pretty much, okay? Where neighborhoods change and they change from one culture to another or from one race to another, okay? But, over the last like 80 years or so in Chicago, okay, uh, neighborhoods have been changing dramatically, and uh, the neighborhood I was raised in Chicago has changed tremendously. It wasn't the ghetto even 20 years ago, but now my mother lives in the hood. So when she stays in Chicago, I wish she would sell that house. Just get rid of it, okay? Let it go. Sell it. Because uh, you gotta be careful, like what words you use on this stupid YouTube. But yes, well, we are a multicultural society in the United States, but like in Joliet, the neighborhoods are mixed, kind of like. But my neighborhood is predominantly, but some neighborhoods, the mixture or the makeup is, different percentage-wise. But in Chicago, okay, it's been, you look at the history of Chicago, it's way different. Okay, it is in Chicago, it's apartheid. Okay, it's almost like South Africa. How South Africa was traditionally. Oh yeah, I know. I've read about that. They're, the people of Sudan. I'm not laughing at it really, but they're, they're not culturally. They're not even like used to the concept of a toilet. If you think about it, you know what I mean. So coming to Australia is, a Western country is it's a massive cultural difference. I'm not talking about that massive of a cultural difference in Chicago. It's more people of different cultures when they go to Chicago. So you stay in your own neighborhood, but neighborhoods change though. So certain people move out and new people move in, and that neighborhood becomes that. And that's what's happened to the neighborhood where my mother lives in when the house that I was raised in Chicago. It's it's changed so much. Now let's put it this way: it's unsafe for her to be there. So I worry about her every day. Like, when are you going to move? I wouldn't live. I wouldn't live. I wouldn't live there. I used to live there. I don't want to be there. I hate going there. That place. That place sucks. Okay, let's just put it that way. And it keeps going downhill. Like, you keep thinking like, all right, well maybe it's bottomed out and things will turn around. No, it just keeps going downhill. Like, why? There's no. You're right. She needs to sell. It is dangerous. I wish she won't. Like, that's what I don't understand about the mentality of some like older people. They they are so attached to the house. You know, people are like, to me, they're like, you're a hoarder. Well, I think there's house hoarders. Like, people hold out of the house. You can't take it with you. Okay? It's not even a car. At least a car, you could move it. You could kind of take it with you. It's got wheels on it. A house, you cannot take it with you at all. You can't do nothing with it. Except sell it. Like live at the summer home, which is in Indiana, which is in a city, okay? It's had the same cultural mix and makeup forever, okay? It never seems to really change. It's stable, but Chicago, it's like I don't know, it's like a constantly changing and evolving. It's always like, I don't know. Look it up. I I don't want to push the boundaries of YouTube, okay? It's like I don't have the freedom of speech that I want. You know what I mean? To explain how Chicago is definitely different than. Okay, all these cities do have ghettos, like St. Louis, Miami, New York, all Los Angeles, but they're all different. Well, Los Angeles it's a little bit like Chicago, oddly, but a lot of these major American cities are nothing like Chicago. Chicago is unique. Chicago is like South Africa. If you know the history of South Africa, it has that feeling to it. It has that apartheid feeling to it. it it's always made things more tense there. Because it's that way, people are less accepting of each other in that town than they are in other cities. My life experience. Me either. Mike or New York? I don't know what you mean by Mike. Yeah, New York is different than Chicago. Not. I mean, it's it's culturally it's very diverse, and the people there are more accepting of each other. Okay, where Chicago, it's always been that way. It's just the culture of the town. He was saying he wouldn't live in. Oh yeah, right. I wouldn't go there either. I don't like going there. I mean, I I only live in Joliet, so I'm only like my son. My son has a job in Chicago, and he doesn't drive because he still doesn't have a car. And he doesn't have a driver's license, and we have to drive him into the city. Uh, where he works, it's the neighborhood's not too bad. I wouldn't go walking around there. I mean, maybe go like a block or two might be okay to go get something to eat, but I wouldn't go strolling down the street because, to be honest with you, you are taking a chance of being shot at. It's a reality. Yeah. Especially if you don't belong in the neighborhood, and even if you do belong in the neighborhood, you might be mistaken as a rival. It's not safe. Not even on the highway. People shoot at each other. It's starting to rain. I'm gonna end this pretty soon. But I had the window down to. That's not really a problem here in Joliet. You could actually walk through neighborhoods that are different than the one I'm in, and you're relatively safe. You're probably not going to get shot. Stuff like that happens. Right, 104 people. You're right about that, and 18 died. Okay, that doesn't happen in. It does happen in New York City, but not like that. Okay, and New York City's got, let's see, 12 million people, and Chicago's got 2.6 million people. What's wrong with Chicago? Right? It's always been that way. Yep, the leaders, year after year after year, they've always sucked. It's it's about control and keeping the control and keeping things the way that they are, even though they promise change. Uh, it makes some place that could be good. Like that place actually could be good. I got one thing in. Chicago actually could be good. Okay, if it didn't have what it has, it actually could be uh, a genuine bona fide. Oh, okay. You said your sister. It is beautiful. It's beautiful to the point where the city has graffiti blasters, so like you don't see graffiti all over and stuff like that. And yeah, you go there, and people are like, "Wow, look at the downtown. Look at the lakefront. Look at yes, look at it. It is. It's not bad looking. It's not bad looking. Okay, it is pretty awesome. It's got a lot going for it. It's just the way it's run. And brother's dead. He was shot by a gangbanger who was locked up multiple times and put back out on the streets. These people, they go into jail and they come back out, round and around and around again. It's like the same